Hi guys, back again with Puppet Master Axis of Evil from 2010. There it is, the last one in the box set, the Puppet Master's right there. And it stars Jenna Galliard, Taylor M. Graham, Tom Sandoval, Jerry Hoffman, Erika Schaefer, Idea Chow, Mike Brooks, and Aaron Ryber. Oh dear. And it's directed by David Duchovny, one of the worst directors of all time. This movie, no, all I'm gonna say is no, no, no. Oh, it gave me a headache. It was that bad. Oh, I can't remember who the bloody main character was. Danny, that's right, Danny. That's right, Danny. Anyway, so I'll try and tell you what I thought of the story, but to me it made no sense whatsoever. So we start off with Danny talking to, I'm guessing he's an old man, and basically then it goes back to the original footage from the first movie, where basically Talon and the two German assassins are going to Talon. Razor goes in, William Dickey doesn't say anything, just puts him in the cupboard thing, and then guess what happens? He shoots himself, they come in a completely different hallway to the original, with a completely different set inside once they get in, with a different actor like this. And you're like, oh no, this looks cheap and tacky. So then, basically, Danny, who basically he works at the hotel or something, or the nephew of the hotel owner at the time, walks in and is like, no, Talon, no. Takes the puppets and off on his merry way he goes. Then there's a whole lot of whining through the movie about how he can't be in the army because of his leg. There's one point where someone even says to him, stop whining about not being able to go in the army because of your leg. Because through the whole movie he goes, I wish I could go in the army because of my leg. And his brother can. His brother's going to leave to go in the army. So somewhere down the line, he figures out how to bring him back to life, the puppets, and they're not even the same puppets anymore. They're like, like when you go out and you buy like replicas of a puppet, and they're great, but they're really crap compared to the ones you see on TV. Like for instance, wrestlers. Get a wrestling figure, or even a Assassin's Creed figure. You love it, but it looks nothing. It doesn't look nowhere as good as the characters you see on TV. That's what it's like. Pinhead's got a real weird body. He's got a really long neck, and his body looks like he's lost a lot of weight and he's got serious flab going on. Blade's face looks like this, and he looks messed up. Jester looks a little bit similar. Tanela looks like he's got Down syndrome. No offense to people with Down syndrome, but you know. Uh, and then there's another one in it called Ninja, who's supposed to be Japanese, but he looks more like a burn victim. So I don't know what they were trying to go on about there. If they were trying to say that Japanese people look like burn victims, which I think is highly racist. Burn victims with big red eyes. So it comes across an Axis plot basically where the Germans and two Germans and three Japanese want to blow up this secret American building. You never understand what the building's about. You never understand why they want to blow up the building, just that they've got a passion for it, and that basically Don and with his partner Klaus that Don works there, and he flirts with Beth, and he goes, "Hey Beth, yo baby, you want to get together?" And Danny's not happy about that, and then he tells Beth that he's a Nazi, and she doesn't believe him. And you're like, he doesn't talk like a Nazi. It's like this. "Hello, dear. How are you?" It should be like this. "Slide on, Huygen. Slide on, Huygen." You know. I'm like, ooh. So Danny's brother ends up, Danny's family, they turn up. Klaus and Don turn up. Oh, if I'm right on who they are. Alright, turn up and basically they kill him. They kill his whole family. But you don't see blood, you just see this. You just see the mum open the go, oh, bang, bang, you're dead. And you're like, oh no. And you're like, when the puppet's going to come? Where's the first going to come? So you see the puppet's just gone like this most of the time. There's no stop animation. There's no real animation in this or anything. So basically, there's a bit where he sends Pinhead in to listen to the conversation. And he's looking through the window, and then just like Lieutenant, the German guy in number 2, he collapsed. He fell off, and a big noise happens. And they look out the window. There's nowhere to be seen. But for some reason, he can get in constantly to hear the plots. No matter how or when in the day, he can find out when it's happening because he gets in there somehow, and they never hear him. And you're like, wow, why aren't the Americans getting involved? Why hasn't he told any American soldiers? Why is he not stopping it by getting the American government involved? Why is he involved? I'll tell you why, because he thinks he's a bloody secret agent, that's why. So, basically, you meet the Japanese woman who's Ozu, who's dubbed, and it's really bad though, because she goes like this. And just as she goes, it starts talking. And it sounds so bad. She's like this. There's a scene where she goes, "I knew I shouldn't trust you Germans." And it's like, ugh. And there's a bit where Beth says to Klaus, "I bet your mum's so proud. You tearing wings off of German flies." And I'm like, German flies? I can imagine it now. "Well, get off my food, fly. Slagenhagen. Oh, I take off food." Oh. Then there's all these things like when Danny's looking through, he goes, "Oh, those Nazi scum." Those bits are great. The racism in this movie is fantastic. What can I say? I give it a 5-star for racism. That's what it's fantastic for. So his family gets killed. His brother basically is dead, and he grabs hold of him, gets the serum, sticks it into the ninja puppet, and his brother gets up like this. The puppet goes like this. I once I expected it to go like this. But nope, he put his brother, an American soldier, into a Japanese ninja. The irony in that, eh? And then he grabs hold of a ninja stone and gets it on the thing. You're like, wow. So his brother's got red eyes and he's got like a burn victim under a black ninja outfit. And you're like, this puppet sucks. This puppet literally sucks. Monkey balls. So you're sitting there and you're waiting for things to happen, and Beth somehow gets kidnapped. You're like, where'd that come from? And so Leech's woman looks completely different. She looks like she's from The Grudge. Well, you know the ghost from The Grudge. She looks like that because she's like, and really pale. When you're like, So they finally go on their way, and she goes like this, and the Leech comes out and goes in the Japanese guy's food, and he sits back down to eat. And he eats the cockroach, or sorry, leech. He eats the leech and he dies. He suffocates. I'm like, he's dead. So his comrade comes in, slips over, and gets Tunler's drill right in the head. And you're like, oh, you know, not bad, but crap. Very crap. So then basically the ninja drops down from the sky. Like, oh, it's going to get interesting. Come on, baby. And he starts cutting Beth's restraints. Her hands get free. Now, Klaus is like this. The computer's there, and that's Beth, and I'm Klaus, right? Here I am. Why aren't you watching the prisoner? Right? So she is cleaning his gun. She moves her gag, gets up, and you're like, is this like a video game? Let's get out quietly. He turns around, he goes, oh, I gotcha. And he looks down, there's the ninja, wallop. Gets a ninja star right in the eye, there. Dead on the floor. Now he has a gun in his hand, what did he shoot? So basically, Ozu and Don, they basically, I think calling him Don, maybe it's Ben. Yeah, I think it's Ben. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Because by the time you finish watching this movie, you're not going to know who everybody is, and you're not really going to care either. So anyway. So they're basically, so basically the German leader bloke, he's dressed up in his gear, and the Japanese one, Ozu, goes up to him and goes, oh, I thought our stuff was fancy, but yours is better, practically. And he goes, well, I take pride in my appearance and my work. And I'm like, obviously you don't, because you're in this movie. So he basically grabs hold of the bomb and goes, you're not blowing this place up, because you're not going to do to us what we plan to do to that US building. Ozu sticks him one in the back, and she runs off with some of the puppets. That's right, she runs off with some of the puppets. And at the end, Danny goes, if it's war she wants, it's war she gets. And then the credits come up. And you're like, no, please don't make the next movie about this film. Because the acting's horrible, the script was horrible, the filming was terrible, the directing was terrible, the puppets were absolutely dreadful. Sadly, the ninja puppets only in this movie. The continued areas are worse as well. Talon killed himself in 1939, and apparently Pearl Harbor, and that's happening in 1939. World War II is happening in 1939, apparently. You know, doesn't Charles Band or anybody look at the script? Don't they do their history and research? Do they just write these scripts out like this and then just bloody go, oh look, we've got another movie here. We're going to now con people out of money. The budget of the film was like microscopic. There was no animation in the puppets at all. It was people moving them. And you're like, why can't it be like the original ones? When they, you know, like when you saw Tunler running under the bed. So I'm sitting there going, this is 2010, people. 2010. It's 2010, and the 1989 movie, the first movie, is better. And you sit there thinking to yourself, I know the originals are normally better, but come on, they could do a lot more better on this. And then after this one, where is it? Where are you? There it is. This is the next one. Puppet Master Axis Rising is the next one. Oh, another thing, Six Shooter's not in this movie. His arms are, and there's a bit where Danny's brother goes, oh, we could do with a guy shooting 6 guns with the Nazis. Bang, bang, bang. And you're like, why isn't Six Shooter in this bloody movie? I tell you why. Because his replica puppet probably wasn't done yet. I hate these prequel stories. They're the worst ones, I think. Number 3 was really, really good. But this one, I thought, you know, Legacy's bad. But that's because it's got archive footage in it. This one is just horrendous. I won't recommend watching this one at all. And another thing is the puppets are barely in it, and it's like watching Hellraiser 12 or something, where they just turn up microscopically through the movie. That's what happens with the puppets. So basically, this is a rant video, basically, because the whole movie sucked. Boring, boring, boring. Boring. I was tempted to get the bloody disc. Where is it? I was going to get the bloody disc and I was going to go snap. And then I thought, no, I better not, because some sad actor out there will probably want it. Because they'll want to see the rubbish that is the Puppet Master Axis of Evil. Well, I'm glad I got that right because I was confused then. So, overall, everybody in the movie sucked. They couldn't act. They couldn't even be directed properly. They were bad. It was like watching Don't Disturb again. No, sorry, Do Not Disturb. That's worse. That's bad. The puppets' design weren't even the same, which made them awful. I didn't like looking at them. Bloody Blade, his hair is blonde. So what is he now? Is he bloody Major Kraus now? Because in the original, because in number 3, it was like, oh, it looks like you, doesn't he, Major Kraus? Well, no. I didn't want him looking like Major Kraus. Just annoys me, you know, because I'm like, here I am, watching these movies because I really enjoy them. And they've got to, where was that? Oh dear. And they just ruin it. I mean, how can you ruin something which was so good and so loved by people? I just don't get it. You know, it just upsets me, you know, because it's such a great series. Originally, it was probably one of the best series I'd ever seen, and it got stolen. Not stolen, it got ruined because Charles Band's greatest series, Puppet Master, is a joke now. It's nowhere as good. I need to start ranting and say my final thoughts, because otherwise we're going to be here for 6 hours probably. Okay, so Axis of Evil, the final one on this set of the Puppet Masters before I go over to this Blu-ray. What did I think of it? Well, final thoughts: don't watch it, don't bother with it, it's rubbish. It's rubbish. I'm trying not to swear so much in my reviews because, you know, I want to make these PG friendly. So, for the kiddies out there, rubbish. If anybody gives you this, burn it. If anybody gives it to you at a car boot sale, burn it. If you see it on the floor and it's all dirty, pick it up and go snap. So no poor sucker can watch it. I'm keeping it because I want someone to see it, because I want to be their tormentor. I want to say, here you go, buddy, watch this, and they'll probably commit suicide after. It's that bad. So yeah, I give it 0 stars because it sucks monkey balls. So as always, guys, thanks for watching, and don't watch Axis of Evil, Puppet Master 9 Axis of Evil. Don't watch it. Don't bother, it's rubbish. Avoid it. Make Legacy your last one, unless this one's any good. I will let you know in my next review. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and have a lovely day.